Today we're going to be making two different soups, a cabbage soup and a bean soup. Soups are such a great thing to have in a nutritarian-based diet because you can make a huge pot of soup at the beginning of the week and you can have that for 2 or 3 of your dinners throughout the week when you're just feeling like not cooking. Or you can take a thermos to work. It's a great hot meal to have. So we're going to start with our bean soup. It's just a basic black bean soup. And I've already soaked the beans overnight, so they look a little frothy. And I'm going to drain the water off. It's really important that you soak the beans overnight because there's an inhibitor on beans that you want to wash away because it stops the nutrients from getting into your body very effectively. And bean soup is great because beans are loaded with fiber and it just gives you that full feeling that sometimes in a nutritarian diet you miss having that full feeling. So we'll start with, it's 3 cups of dried beans soaked overnight, 1 can of chopped no salt tomatoes, 1 large red onion, 3 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of Bragg's liquid amino acids, 1 liter of low salt or low sodium vegetable broth. I choose to make my own so I don't have any salt in it at all. And you want to make sure that the beans are covered with liquid at least about 2 inches, which would be about that far of your finger in there. But it looks like we're good on the amount of liquid. So we'll just put the lid on, put it in our crock pot, set it on high, and that'll be ready in 4 to 6 hours. You could put this on in the morning, go to work, and your meal would be ready for you and waiting when you get home from work. Now we're going to do the cabbage soup. This one is a much heartier type of soup, and it's one of our family favorites. Good standby to have. We start with a whole head of cabbage, which is one of the highest nutrient-dense foods on Dr. Furman's food density list, or nutrient-dense list. So we'll start with a whole head of cabbage. This just might be a little messy getting all that in there. This may look like a lot of cabbage, but cabbage is such a watery vegetable that it's going to cook down really nice. Okay, and then I have 3 cans of, again, no salt tomatoes. 1 large onion. And you want to chop all of your vegetables. You know, they don't have to be a super fine chop. We like to have a little bit more of a meaty kind of crunch to them, so they have a little bit bigger bite. So 2 red tomatoes, 3 stalks of celery, and 3 carrots. And celery is great because naturally it's high in sodium, so that gives you a little bit more of a salty flavor. And since we're not using any salt, you kind of miss that flavor, so it really does help. And then we have 2 teaspoons of Bragg's liquid amino acids. And then you'll want to add just a couple cups of water just to get it started cooking. But it's not going to need much more water because of the juice from the tomatoes and the water from the cabbage. So you just cover this, put it on the stove, and leave it alone for about an hour on medium heat, and your soup should be ready for you. And there you have it. 2 simple soups.